This dashcam video captured a terrifying incident on a dark road as an Uber driver with 2 passengers in the backseat was confronted by an angry driver in a white car. Suddenly, the white car sped up and cut in front of the Uber, then came to a stop and parked in the middle of the road. The driver of the white car jumped out and raced over to the Uber, banging on the driver's window and asking them to get out of the car.
Is that a cop?
I'm so confused.
This is.
Oh my goodness, that was
That was a
weird.
little weird. Is that a cop?
I'm so confused.
This is.
What's going on? What's going on?
I don't know.
What is that?
What's that?
You blew the fucking right leg. Get the fuck out of the car right now.
Just
not
go,
getting
just
out
go,
of the
go, just go.
The Uber driver refused to get out, and the passengers urged him to drive away. The driver of the white car then got back in his car and drove off, and the Uber passengers decided to call the police. The police arrived on the scene and pursued the offending vehicle, while another officer talked to the Uber passengers. It's unclear what the Uber driver did to provoke the other driver's road rage, but the situation could have easily escalated further if not for the quick response of the police. In February 2018, a 51-year-old Uber driver was driving her car around 1 a.m. in Atascocita, Texas. While at an intersection, a dark Toyota 4Runner blocked her way. After a few seconds, 2 men got out of the vehicle. One of them was armed and approached the driver's side window, threatening and asking her to give him all of her money.
Give me your money. Give me your money. I have any money. Give me your.
Despite the driver's response that she was an Uber driver and had no money on her, the men didn't back off. One of them opened the car door and searched the back seat for valuables to steal. After taking what they wanted, the men left. But as she was calling the police, the men drove by and tried to fire at her. Fortunately, she wasn't hurt, and the entire incident was recorded by the 2 cameras she had installed in her car. The men were later caught on a security camera while attempting to use the driver's credit card at a gas station, and both were soon arrested. This dashcam video was captured in 2018. The Uber driver picked up 4 men who requested to stop to pick up a set of keys. However, during the stop, one of the passengers appeared to pass an object to a pedestrian passing by. The driver became suspicious and politely requested the passengers to leave his vehicle. One passenger refused to comply at first, but after the driver insisted and says that he'll call the police, they all started to exit. However, a passenger who ordered the ride stayed inside and demanded that the driver cancel the fare, threatening him if he sees any charges on his account. The whole incident was caught on this dashcam footage.
Oh, he's the guy?
Yeah. Sorry, man, you know. Left with the keys at his spot.
Canody. What's up? Feeling much. You got the keys?
Huh?
You got the keys?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. Alright, appreciate it. I'll see you later, alright?
Yeah, hi.
Alright. Well set.
That wasn't keys, buddy. That was drugs.
Come on, man, let's drive.
No.
I don't know what you're thinking.
Now, can you please get out of my car?
What are you talking about? You're canceling the trip. They're charging me $10 for this.
No, I won't charge you. Please get out.
Why?
Please get out or I call the
Dog,
police.
I'm not calling him.
What do you mean?
Fuck this
You're not
dude.
dropping me off?
Come on,
No,
car.
get out.
Come on.
You really not dropping me off?
Really? I'm
Why?
about to call the police. Okay.
Calling for what?
Because you don't want to get out of my car. It's my personal
I'm paying for
property.
this.
No, you're not paying anymore. This is my private car.
Alright,
It's
so cancel the trip, but just make sure that they don't charge me. We're gonna sit right here. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Go ahead, do what you gotta do. Where's my phone? Let me see it. You just gonna kick me out? You didn't even press any buttons yet. Do what you gotta do on canceling the trip or whatever you gotta do, but I'm letting you know, if I see any charges on my shit, we're gonna have an issue. You could call whoever the fuck you wanna call, and it's probably good for you to call them, because I'm gonna start really getting physical. So do what you gotta do.
Are you threatening me that you're
Do
gonna...
what you gotta do.
Threatening you with what?
We're
What are
getting out paid for this. You're wasting my time.
You are wasting my time.
No, you just came here and picked me up and wasted my time while I'm still being charged to my account. So hurry up and do what you gotta do.
The situation escalated, and the driver ended up canceling the trip and exiting the car. However, one of the passenger's friends convinced him to get out of the car, and luckily, the encounter ended there. While driving on Route 10 in West Virginia towards West Hamlin, a man named Ronald Wiley came across a wooded area where trees bordered the road. As he was taking a turn, he saw a massive tree falling right in front of him. Although he tried to stop his vehicle, the falling tree brought along several others, which fell on top of his car. Ronald was able to back up his vehicle out of the tree-covered area as the power lines remained upright. The region had experienced an unusually high amount of rainfall prior to the incident, which is likely to have weakened the tree's root systems and caused them to fall. Excessive water can flood the soil and make it difficult for roots to hold onto it, making them more susceptible to collapsing in succession like a chain reaction. Fortunately, Ronald was able to escape from the falling trees without getting hurt. However, his truck sustained damages from the incident. An Uber driver's ride was abruptly ended in California due to the unruly behavior of his passengers. The driver reported that 4 passengers, who were apparently intoxicated, were in his car at the time. One of the passengers in the backseat tried to climb into the front seat, prompting the driver to warn all of them to sit down or he would kick them out of the vehicle. Despite the driver's warning, the passengers continued to cause trouble by grabbing the shifter and emergency brake. The driver eventually pulled into the parking lot of a restaurant and followed through with his warning, kicking all 4 passengers out of the car. 3 passengers exited, but the 4th passenger reportedly kicked and threw rocks at the car, causing damage to the vehicle. The passenger eventually left the scene. The Uber driver reported $2,000 worth of damages to the vehicle. An Uber driver named Edward Carbon found himself in a dangerous situation when a passenger became aggressive and refused to put on his seatbelt. The passenger had consumed too much alcohol and was unable to provide clear directions. The driver had no choice but to ask the passenger out of the car. However, things quickly took a turn for the worse. The passenger, captured on dashcam footage, began to attack Edward physically. Fortunately, the driver was able to use pepper spray to defend himself before the passenger could cause any serious harm. The passenger was subsequently fired from his executive position at Taco Bell after the footage went public.